Hey guys, I'm Alex Gum. Welcome to another Pokemon Go video. This is the third and final part of a little series we like to call it, What Could Have a Community Day? We looked at Pokemon from different generations and different regions that could qualify to have a community day. We talked a lot about those criterias in which a Pokemon could qualify to be featured in a Com Day during the first part in a video. So if I remember, I'll put a card up there. Otherwise, make sure you go on my channel playlist and check out the video and check it out. In the first part, we talked about Pokemon from Kanto, Johto, and Hoenn that could have a Com Day. And in the last video, which was part 2, we talked about Pokemon from Sinnoh, Unova, and Kalos that could have a Com Day. And we are now going to talk about Alola, Galar, and Paldea. I would include Hisui, but honestly, there's really nothing to pick. And I can't say Gen 10 because I'm recording this on April 2026, and Pokemon Winds and Pokemon Waves is not officially out yet. It will be out in like late 2027. But note that like Brout, Pombon, and Gekwa will have Com Days if they were to theoretically come in because they're starters. It's a no-brainer. Now, before we talk about which Pokemon could have a Com Day, I want to clarify this is not a speculation video. This is not a prediction video. This is like a theoretical video where we look at every Pokemon based on evolutions and other criterias that could have a Com Day. So whether we like this Pokemon or not, Pokemon Go might consider making this a Com Day because it's like a consistent thing with longevity in the game because it comes once a month. So just wanted to make that clear. So with that being said, there are 3 Pokemon we've picked from Alola. For now, let's talk about Crabrawler first. Crabrawler is a decent pick. I mean, it's a 2-stage evolution. Now, normally Pokemon that are 3-stage evolutions, like, you know, Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard could qualify. But if it has a specific evolution method to evolve into one stage, it would most likely have a Com Day. And I think if you drop a Glacial Lure module and it runs for an hour, it doesn't just benefit you to evolve your Crabrawler, it benefits the rest of the community to evolve it, right? Because we have those Lure module bonuses now. And you can even use them after the Com Day hours from 2 to 5 until 9 p.m. And when you evolve Crabrawler into obviously the worst Pokemon in my opinion, which is Crabominable, it'll turn into an ice fighting type, which is why it has the Glacial Lure. Also, fun fact, it recently got a Mega Evolution. It looks slightly better, but not good enough for my appeal. I mean, it sucks how a Pokemon can be that ugly. I think that's why it's called Crabominable. Not because of Abominable Snowman, but because it's a crab that's an abomination. Oh, and if we were to give it the exclusive move, we might as well give it Ice Hammer. Will it be a better ice type attacker? I have no idea. Rockruff is a fan favorite, yet it would be a very complex community day, but I could definitely see it have a community day because Rockruff evolves into Lycanroc, but it has not 1, but 3 different forms. 2 you can easily get depending on the day, and then you have to get a very specific Rockruff. It was so annoying when you do raids or hatch eggs because you have to see if it can specifically evolve into Dusk form Lycanroc, and it has to be during a certain time of day, which would be, well, dusk. The exclusive moves assigned to all 3 different types of Lycanroc was a difficult task. I decided to say Accel Rock for the midday and the dusk form, and I thought Accel Rock can be learned from midnight, but not. So because it almost looks like a dark type, even though it's not a dark type, I gave it Bite. This is why I don't work for Pokemon Go. And the last Pokemon on my list of Pokemon that could qualify for a Com Day in Alola is gonna be Wimpod. Now, Wimpod is a pretty obvious pick because it was considered a Pokemon Go candidate for Community Day in August of 2025, but we all voted for Rookity because, like, why not? Now, it would make sense why Wimpod would have a community day. It does require 400 candy to evolve Wimpod into Golisopod. So the more spawns you see, the better, right? And shiny boosted odds. I mean, it was shiny boosted for like 1 event, but like, you know, everybody likes the whole Magikarp Gyarados treatment with this Golisopod, you know. Also, just like with Crabominable, Golisopod actually also got a new Mega Evolution, but instead of being a Bug Water type, it's a Bug Steel type. So that could be another good reason to grind for it, whether the Mega Evolution debuts or not, because if you can get like a Shundo or maybe a lot of Candy and Kenny XL, and you do those field research to get good stats on a regular or a shiny Wimpod, you can save it up for when super mega raids come out, and you can get the mega Golisopod, theoretically. Before we talk about Galar, it's pretty straightforward that Sobble's gonna have a community day. There's no reason to talk about it. It's most likely gonna be featured in July, so we're not gonna waste time on that. So let's talk about Roly-Coly instead. A few reasons why we picked Roly-Coly. Number one, it's a 3-stage evolution. It requires 125 candy total to get Roly-Coly into Carkol, and then Carkol to Colossal. Number two, Colossal is a G-Max potential Pokemon, meaning that this Pokemon has the ability to Gigantamax. So when the Gigantamax form comes out, it could be the number one rock type attacker, or I don't know about fire type because we have like G-Max Cinderace, but it could be Colossal. We don't know quite yet. All we know is it's not shiny yet, so maybe we can get shiny Roly-Coly as our shiny debut for a Calm Day before some event. And I guarantee you, after posting this video on YouTube, Pokemon Go is gonna release shiny Roly-Coly in some event, and it wouldn't be a Calm Day. Also, the exclusive move, I say when evolved all the way to Colossal, probably Tar Shot. Do I know anything about that move? Nope, I just looked it up to see if it learned something exclusive, and I didn't bother to research any further on the move, except that Colossal can learn it, and that's good enough for me. This one is a little bit more obvious because it has multiple evolutions. Applin. Applin evolves into Flapple with 200 candies and like 20 tart apples. It evolves into Appleton with 200 candy and 20 sweet apples. And then it has probably a very interesting evolution line because you can evolve it into Diplin with like 20 syrupy apples and 200 candy. But then you have to make Diplin your buddy and catch like 7 dragon types. And then you have to give it 400 candy to evolve into Hydrapple. Because Appleton and Flapple, they have Gigantamax forms. So I guess you can say since like Applin had another evolution, it wasn't gonna Gigantamax or anything special, so they gave it like one more evolution. And it also has a variety of exclusive moves. If you were to evolve Applin into Flapple, it could learn Grav Apple, like Gravity, you know, like Isaac Newton discovering gravity. Or you can evolve Applin into Appleton to learn Apple Acid. And then also evolving Applin all the way into Hydrapple, it could learn Pickle Beam. Also, the shiny is not yet out, and that would be a perfect time to shiny hunt for a lot of Applin. Bonus points if they could also include apples in the wild, so you can try to get random variety of like, you know, this type of apple, this type of apple, and that type of apple. This next one is a conjoint community day with convergent species, and we have Sinistea and we have Poltergeist. You have the Cup of Tea from Galar, and you also have the Matcha from Paldea, or technically Tika Tommy from the DLC in Scarlet and Violet. Yes, we did get shiny Sinistea. I guarantee you that they're probably gonna release shiny Poltergeist for Halloween or some event before they decide to make it a Calm Day. But here's the thing, these two have exclusively rare forms. For the Sinistea, it has the antique form. Otherwise, it's just like the standard fake form or the phony form. That's what it's called. And then for Poltergeist, it has the counterfeit form or the more exclusive artisan form, which, fun fact, it's the same thing for Poltergeist. It will either have the phony or antique, but if you were to evolve Poltergeist into Sinistea, it would either be the what is it called? The broken? I don't remember, but I know instead of artisan, it will have the masterpiece form. But that's the only reason why, because like you can try to shiny hunt for the rare forms, which is like 1 in 100, so like 1 in 25 shiny odds. Like I can't do the math right now, but you see how that could be really easy? Well, slightly easier, I should say. Also, exclusive moves, I thought maybe Poltergeist can learn Giga Drain since its counterpart is a grass type, and then I said for Sinistea, Matcha Gotcha. I'm not kidding, there is an exclusive move called Matcha Gotcha, and that's a sign for Sinistea. Next up, we have Hatenna Community Day. Now, the shiny was recently released during Wild Area of November 2025. But if you didn't get the whole shiny family line, this will be a good time to get it. Also, extra candy and Candy XL before G-Max Hatterene appears in Max Battles, so that's a good one to go after. Also, if you're ready to evolve this all the way into Hatterene, I think Brutal Swing would be an interesting pick because it can handle those ghost types, considering that it's weak against ghost. And also Brutal Swing is just, well, brutal. And then we have Impidimp, also a Pokemon that had a shiny release during Go Wild Area of 2025 in November. Also, it debuted. And then, of course, we already had the G-Max form of Grimmsnarl. But I say it's not that bad of a dark type. It's also good as a fairy type, but I think it could be better as a fairy type. So I think evolving Impidimp all the way into Grimmsnarl could have Spirit Break. I was going to give it either that or False Surrender, but I think Spirit Break is even better. This next one is gonna be extremely controversial, but I am going to talk about it either way because there's some good arguments why this could have a calm day. It is Galarian Mr. Mime. You guys are gonna just rage in the comments. You're gonna dislike this video, but hold on, hear me out. Disregard its controversy back in 2020 from the paid research. Here's the thing. Mr. Mime is from the European regions, and obviously Mime Jr. is in 5Ks in Europe, so like you would assume that Galarian Mr. Mime is also regional exclusive. No, it is not. The Galarian form is actually more accessible. It comes around during the holidays for like special occasions, and there are some times you can get Galarian Mr. Mime in the wild, like Go Fest or like the All Out event. So there's that. And technically with Galarian Mr. Mime's case, it is in a way part of a 3-stage evolution because its pre-evolution is still Mime Jr. and then it evolves into Mr. Rime. And I know it's not the best like ice psychic type right now, but if we were to give the exclusive move Expanding Force, it could have some play. I would give it exclusive move Triple Axle, but it already learns Triple Axle. And also, I know you're gonna be thinking like, well, when it comes to Pokemon from regions, like with Flabebe, it was region locked. So are we gonna region lock Mime Jr. and eggs? I would say they might do it, but it would be nice at the same time if they don't. So then that way we can hunt for like Shiny Mime Jr. and then we can evolve it into Cantonian Mr. Mime. So then it's part of like a Mr. Mime community day in a way. I know that's really weird to think about, but like I think as long as Galarian Mr. Mime gets more of the spotlight, I think it would be very unique. Next up, I said Snom Community Day. It is qualified because it has some evolution requirements like 400 candy, evolving during nighttime, and it has to like earn hearts as a buddy, like a certain amount in order to make the evolution happen. So, you know, yes, it is in eggs, but like just because it was normally in eggs doesn't mean it's not gonna be in the wild. We learned that from Shink's Community Day where it was exclusive in raids and eggs. So Snom could potentially be out there, right? With no starter calm days for a while because we have to wait for Gen 10, this could possibly be like a January community day or a November because it's close to winter, right? So it would be kind of unique to have that out there. There wasn't a good exclusive move for me to pick to evolve Snom into Frostmoth with, so I said Skitter Smack. And that's the best I got. And the last one from Galar is a pretty legitimate qualifier, and that is Dreepy. Dreepy is yet to be shiny. We expect maybe Global Go Fest this year that Dreepy will be in 1-star raids and like rare wild encounters during like a rotational hourly habitat. So, I mean, aside from that, it might have a calm day next year if we follow that pattern. So it would be like June of 2027 unless they wanted to like throw a monkey wrench at us and surprise us with something, which I wouldn't blame them. But yeah, the shiny's not out yet. It will probably release during Go Fest, but we could definitely grab for some more. And then I think Dragon Darts for Dragapult, I mean, it's already laid out. It's pretty clear it's a calm day pick. And finally, we're gonna talk about Pokemon from Paldea. Now this one is kind of tricky because there's a lot of Pokemon from Paldea gain a lot of love for calm days. Like Tinkatink recently got a community day. The starters got calm days last year. Palmo or Palmy got a calm day as well. And then we also got like, well, not a lot left. If you haven't heard, Lechonk is gonna have a calm day in the month of May, so we gotta take that off the list. And then we expect Frigibax to be in June because it's a pseudo-legendary. As shiny was released in Go Fest. It's part of that pseudo-legendary Dragon Calm Day pattern. And so we only are down to 3 candidates, which our first candidate is Smoliv Community Day. Now, the only reason why this Pokemon would qualify is because, well, it's a 3-stage evolution. Plus, I think the shiny is kind of unique. It has a black olive on its head. That is genius. And then you can evolve it into Dolliv and then to Arboliva with like 125 candy. And then obviously you have to give it the exclusive move. I don't think there's anything meta relevant no matter what move you give it. I mean, I feel like I'm forced to give it this move because it's somewhat exclusive. I don't even know if it's good or bad. I'm assuming it's bad. I said Seed Shower. Would have been cool if it could have like Giga Drain or something, but no, I said Seed Shower. Now the second one is slightly a new Pokemon, and it is Knackley Community Day. Now this is more of a solid pick. Get it? Because it's a rock type, it's like solid. It's a salt block. But anyway, it's a 3-stage evolution. It evolves all the way into Knackless Stack and then to Garganagel, and it requires like 125 candy. So yeah, if this comes back again, I'm pretty sure it may be shiny and maybe it'll have a calm day. But I mean, it needs something because it has a lot, and I mean a lot of rock type moves. So I could give it Salt Cure, but I think it needs a type that's like a different type move. So I said Earthquake because it's a ground type move, and it obviously is vulnerable against like steel types. So I guess that also helps. All I know is Knackley needs to have a shiny release, and it's mostly likely to have a calm day. And the final pick is actually the strongest out of the three. I think fans are tired of hatching 10-kilometer eggs, and if we see this in the wild more often, it's definitely gonna have a calm day. Charcadet Community Day. Now, the first time that we have seen Charcadet in the wild, from what I've noticed, was during the All Out event back in the beginning of March. So if we could see Charcadet in the wild, we can have a Charcadet Community Day. It has 2 evolutions and it requires some complex requirements. So like you have to buddy it up and then defeat like 30 ghost types for Roulege, and then like defeat 30 psychic types for Armarouge. So it's a little bit complex, but I think if we can modify the evolution requirements and just catch a lot of Charcadet to get this out of the way, I don't think this will be a calm day until like maybe 2030-ish, but you'll never know. It's unique. I know the shinies suck, but I mean, fans would definitely go all crazy for shiny Charcadets. Oh, and for the exclusive moves, I have decided to give them their signature moves. So for Ceruledge, I said Bitter Blade, and for Armarouge, I said Armor Cannon. And until we talk about Pokemon from Generation 10 to have a Community Day, I think we pretty much covered everything. So let us know in the comments below, is there a Pokemon that you would love to see have a Community Day? Do you think these Pokemon Calm Day qualifiers are actually really great picks? I did a lot of research. It took me all the way back to like last summer to kind of like break it down, because I was trying so hard to kind of perfect it, and I want to kind of keep an eye out for what's actually gonna have a calm day to see, like, you know, if there's more Pokemon we need to add on the list. But yeah, I mean, it would be cool to see a Charcadet calm day. I think it would be kind of unique to see a Rockruff Community Day. But again, let us know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you guys next time. Peace out.